All right, for today's video, super special. We're doing a handstand workshop, which I haven't done in literally months or years, let alone done one in Toronto. So super shout out to Jay, who we're hosting us at Jungle TO. Literally one of my favorite places to be for animal flow, but also to teach a handstand workshop. So tell us what we're doing today.
What we're gonna do today is I'm gonna warm everybody up with animal flow, because once we get into animal flow and go through all of these activations, it warms us up so well for handstands, which she's gonna take over. So super excited.
Yeah, we got animal flow, we got inversion. It's gonna be a fun time, so make sure you guys stay tuned.
So I'm gonna face this way first. I have both hands out to the side. I'm gonna lift myself up, this time into a higher hip position, land my feet, drop back into my squat. Hands down, both of them at the same time. High hip, and then drop back down. Ideally, the feet are gonna float for a second, then you drop back down into that squat. So as you transfer that weight, let's get a really high hip. Your arms should be locked out the whole time. So kind of gives you those reps where you feel upside down, but it feels safe to land. Just keep moving these arms around. Incredible job so far, y'all. So this is all you're gonna do. You're gonna go from here in your deep squat position, so you could stand first, get into your deep squat. As you get into deep squat, you're gonna try to take your hand over so that it's in line with your hand. Then you just put all the pressure on that hand and then come back. Reset, shake it off, come back down, reach. Sidestep a few so you're traveling down the line, reach.
How it's gonna work is I'm gonna walk through 3 different drills. I usually like to do this, and this is the way I actually form my own practice, is I'll do like conditioning work in conjunction with my actual handstand work. So that way I'm getting stronger, I'm getting like the cues, and I can like apply it to my handstand. I'll do that about once a week, and then actual just freestanding handstand practice once a week as well, just so that way I have it when I'm fresh versus conditioned. So we're gonna do a lot of conditioning today and some inversion stuff towards the end. So we'll get everyone on their backs first. Kind of similar to what you guys did, like the hollow body thing. Start, we're gonna go for 30 seconds. Major cues here, just like Jay said, like keeping that low back flat into the ground. I wanna have tension in your legs, so I'm gonna come around and try to pull them apart. Don't let me pull them apart, okay? So everyone get ready to go down in 3, 2, and 1. Arms above your head, holding that hollow body position, legs up. Don't let me pull them apart.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Together.
Awesome.
Nice. The same tension you feel right now is the same tension that should be when you're upside down in your handstands.
Straight.
You got 3.
Even if it's a little higher. Press,
2,
press it.
And relax. All right, next drill we're gonna do is gonna be on our hands. And so we're gonna just practice shifting weight into the top of our hands. So for handstands in particular, you wanna feel the weight like in that upper callus fingertip area. If you're feeling it back here, you're always gonna be falling backwards. So really simple, we're gonna be in our plank position. We're gonna rock forward to grip the ground and then come back. Rock forward and come back. So on your own time, just go for 10 reps. Try to be aware of what it feels like to be in the back of your hand and what you're doing in your arms to bring your weight into the front of your hand. So that was drill number 2. Drill number 3, if you're spooky, scary, scared to fall over, you can use the wall for this one. But we are going to be going up into a little jump. So if you're more advanced, you'll be able to go to like almost into a tuck handstand. If you're brand new, never been upside down, it can just be like this. This is just getting our bodies ready to like accept the weight into our hands and not to be scared of what it feels like when our hips come higher. So only work in a range of motion that feels safe. You can always use the wall as a spot or just like point me out and I'll come stand near you as well. We're going to go for 6. So jumping up, yep. All the same drills and cues from the last 2 exercises do get applied into this one. So as we're jumping, weight is going into the top of our hand, arms are staying straight, and our core is nice and tight. Good, take your time with it. Really push away from the floor. Tight, pushing that low back into the ground. Try to keep your arms nice and straight. You're almost there, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're gonna advance the next drill because everyone did it so nicely. So instead of being just in a plank now, we're actually gonna be more into like a pike. So this one, you're gonna be more inverted as you come over. Major things that I wanna see is I don't wanna see this. This is not gonna be your handstand position. We wanna keep our ears tucked between our arms the entire time. So you should be able to feel your earlobes through the entire motion of this exercise, okay? And if you can't, one, it means your arms are too wide. Maybe you have like a little bit tight lats, or two is just because your head's craning outwards, okay? So let's give that a try. And that weight into the fingertips, not the base of our hand. Really focus here on what it's like when the weight comes into the top, what it feels like in your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, even your core. What things are you doing to get the weight into the front of your hand? If you feel comfortable, it'll be a straight extension. If you don't feel comfortable, just a tuck. Just like that, okay? So half on the wall, half off the wall, and then we'll switch. This last one, because you guys did it all so well the first 2 times, we're gonna make it a little bit harder. It's one of my personal favorite drills as a handstand person. It's a log roll. So those of you who don't know, it's gonna look like this. We're gonna be in a nice tight position. We're gonna initiate the movement with our toe, not our body. So it's gonna be, the toe is gonna lead, Superman, back into a log roll. So you know you're in perfect alignment when you land straight. If I disjoint, then I'm gonna land crooked. Okay, so we're gonna try to go 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? 3, 2, 1, roll to your right, left, right? Left. Roll to your left, and then you're gonna roll back to your right. All together. Nice, nice, nice. Straight, straight, straight. And then back again. Yep. Nice. Squeeze, 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 and then one more time. So sorry. Nice. In terms of hollow body drills, that's one of my favorite ones. So you can always start with the hollow body holds, progress to actually rolling, and then progress to actually holding each one. So if you want to hold for 10 seconds, roll, hold Superman, roll again, because when you do from no momentum at all, it is significantly harder, but it's just a way to progress that drill throughout your handstand practice and journey. So then back to the handstand shifting one, we're gonna progress this one as well. So we've done it from the plank, we've done it from up here. Now we're gonna go against the wall. So in your tuck handstand, I want you to feel back of your hand, front of your hand. Back of your hand, front of your hand. So that way you can really feel what it's like and feel the difference. So again, we'll split up in about half. One group can watch, because I do feel like there's a lot of knowledge that you can get from just watching someone. Seeing someone else's mistakes, you can kind of recognize it into your own, or seeing something that someone else is doing can help you with your own practice. So half on the wall, half off. Walk your way forward, just a little bit, yep, and then come back. Yeah. Forwards, and then back. One more, and then do, good. There you go. So distance from the wall just depends on your comfort level. The more beginner you are, the further you'll be. And as you get more advanced, you'll be able to bring it to that 90 degree, right, stacked on top of yourself. Seeing a lot of either this with your head or just like looking at your wall. So even though the wall is our friend, it's there to help us and like a big tool, we don't actually want to physically look at the wall. We want to be looking into a tripod position. So if I'm upside down in my hands, I'm looking like this. My eyeballs in particular are focused right in front of me, but my actual head is stayed in a neutral position. So if we all put our hands over our head for a second, cover those ears, slight tilt with the head, and then just with your eyeballs, look at your hands. It's gonna feel straining, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, but that's the position you need to be in your handstand, because otherwise, if your head's misaligned, your shoulders, your back, your hips, everything like that will also be misaligned. So just make sure we're focusing on that as we're doing the exercises. To give us like the whole new set of 3, what I'm gonna have us do is actually do that same position. We're gonna hold overhead, feet together, legs squeezed, core nice and tight, as if we're in a handstand, pushing up through our shoulders, looking at the sky, and then hands flat. We're gonna go for 30 seconds. 3, 2, and go. So I always like to pair a not on your hands drill within our exercises, because otherwise your wrists are just gonna get completely cooked, especially if you're working out for like hour and a half, whatever it is. So always make sure during your practice to avoid any wrist injuries, you are giving yourself time off your wrist, but it's not just like sitting chilling, like you're gonna be doing an exercise that actually helps with your handstands as well. So the next drill that we're gonna do is gonna help with our body awareness when we're upside down. It can be done in a tuck or a L stand. So I'll show you both. In a tuck, the leg will be bent, you'll be nice and close to the wall, or if you feel more comfortable out here, that's fine too. All we're focused on is this top leg up here, trying to find handstand. So we're gonna move it to find handstand, and then come back, about 3 each leg. If it's an L stand, it'll look like this. You'll come into your handstand and back down. This is just to help build body awareness, because a lot of us, when we go into our handstand, it's over here, it's over here. We just need to figure out where that full alignment is and where it's stacked from toe, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, wrist. Straighten that top leg. A little more this way, yeah. All right, so for handstands, there's two ways you can approach it depending on your mobility. You can either do top down or bottom up. So top down is like my typical way I do it. You're gonna start from the top and kick yourself down. This is for people who have no fear of kicking over, you have good hamstring mobility, good shoulder mobility, and like lats. If you're someone who's a little bit tighter, you're gonna wanna do more of like the bottom up approach. So starting down, because then you're already in a compressed position, so you're not having to recruit your hamstrings and you're not overstretching off the bat. So from here, you would kick up into your handstand versus kicking up to your handstand this way. So it just depends on what you're more comfortable with. If you have no idea, I would just say try both today, just so you can kind of get an idea of which one's scarier, which one's not scarier. Top down is scarier. Just gonna touch you guys know that right off the rip. But on the wall, we're gonna use it as our spotter, as our friend. So you're gonna be approaching the wall this way, regardless of the approach. You're gonna start here, and you're just gonna full send up to the wall. If you're really scared, Jay and I will be here to help you get up to the wall. If you feel comfortable just doing it on your own, then practice both good and bad leg, because I wanna make sure everyone's nice and even. So because the bad leg, no one ever practices. If you're going from the bottom, it's gonna look like this. You can either do a staggered stance to get yourself up, or if you feel more comfortable just jumping, like we did in the beginning, that's fine too. You'll jump up to the wall. Most important thing is arms stay straight, you're not gonna bend them at all. All right, you're gonna do big, big kick, and I'm gonna carry you up the rest of the way, okay? Big, big kick, the biggest you have. Big jump. Yep. Yep, straight legs. Yep, together. There you go, and then come on down. So for anyone who's ever wanting to learn tuck, pike, press to handstands, it's gonna be harder because you're gonna be in like a compressed position, so we are gonna work on that right now. So hands above your head, pushing up nice and tall. We're gonna hold for 30 seconds. And then Jay, just go around and like push on their shoulders.
Bend these back a little bit and then push up against it with a locked out arm. Both push up high. That's it, against my hands, okay?
All right, against the wall for another drill. You can either do the same one we did last time where we're just bringing the leg down to the wall and back up, or we can progress it to the next step, which is gonna look like this. Either, again, bent leg or straight leg. Bent leg is if you just have tight hamstrings. Straight leg is if you're fine with hamstrings. We're gonna be here. We're gonna come down, up, attempt to switch through here. If that feels too daunting, you can also switch this way. So bent leg, look like this, or like this. And now try to bring this leg to handstand. Yep, and bring the other leg down. Nice. And again, yep. One more time. Good. Yep. Nice. And then come on down when you're ready. Yeah. So those are all super, super good. The only thing is when you're switching, just make sure you don't get stuck in like a this position as you switch your legs. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, visually as you're switching, your balance is really good. Just as you come through to your hands, and you cut it just slightly short. So a couple people have been wondering how to fall out of your handstand, so we'll go over that today as well. So I like to teach it, again, using the wall. And it's similar to the things we did at the beginning where you're, moving this way. However, this time now, you're up on the wall. All you're gonna do is you're gonna like turn your hips and turn your shoulders, look for the ground, and then come down. This will eventually gradually go into a one leg, and then come down, and then eventually you'll go into your handstand, come down. I don't remove my other hand, because if you do that, you're gonna fall, like genuinely fall. So if I'm going to this side, I'm gonna turn my hips this way, look to where my feet are going, and control it down. I'll show you what it looks like if I take my hand off. If I look, everything's gonna come down collapsing. So both hands always have to stay on the ground. There'll be a slight shift in your weight, but you'll never go like less than like 60, 70 on this hand. So for breathing, for me, like I always breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. And then I try to do more like diaphragmatic breathing than like chest breathing, because it'll be more controlled down here, and it'll like sway your weight less if you can able to like diaphragmatic breathe. Okay. That's the biggest one, yeah. Because overall your body tension is really good, but try to think of shoulder over wrist, like slightly. Yeah, because it'll just take it into like a slightly more easy position, because right now you're super like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because your shoulders are like behind, it's forcing everything to be like almost like a handstand like here.
Okay.
So if you bring it just to here, you'll be in a better position.
More serratus.
Yeah, a little more activation. And also bring your legs together slower. Because the faster you bring your legs together, the more you're just gonna... So good, yeah. That was really good. So think slower, like 10 times slower than what you just did.
10 times, okay.
Yeah. No pressure. Yeah. And then bring this leg up slow to meet the other one. Yeah. And then squeeze it. Tight, tight, tight. Fight for it. Yeah. So if you guys want to work together where you land on his arm, or vice versa, and then you slow bring them together, find that handstand position. In general, in your press to handstand, the more mobility you have in your legs, the easier it's going to be to compress. Because right now your compression is pretty like, almost like a pike press. So it makes it a little bit harder than it needs to be. So stretch out your adductors a little bit, and that'll give you better range of motion and an easier way to go up and down. You're going to tuck your pelvis, squeeze up, 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 and then come all the way down. So see that like, I just pull a little bit up on your hips. So that's all you need to feel. So if you practice negatives where your hands are on the ground, but you're coming off of like a slightly elevated surface, that'll give you more space to come down and practice your straddles. Yep, squeeze. Yeah, that's better tension. Yep, and then just a little more forward with your shoulders. Yep, good. And then focus on straight leg here. Yeah. Perfect. And then come on down. And then straight leg. Straight, straight, straight. Perfect. Yep, and then come on down. So based on where this is at, I think it's fine for you to work your handstand because it's not like you're like, shaking, terrified, scared. This is a great start considering you've never done handstands before, so I would continue working these drills, and then as you get more comfortable, you can slowly edge your hands in closer and get more of that hip stacked over wrist. Okay. Yeah, but I always tell beginners when you're first learning, like, if your handstand position's here, that's fine, as long as you're thinking of, like, tight legs, tight core, where's my weight in my hands, because as you get more comfortable, all those cues will just move over. Yeah, squeeze. So tight, tight legs. Yep, find that balance, squeeze the floor. Small micro adjustments. Tight, tight, tight. There you go, yep, tuck your belly button in, squeeze your bum. Yeah, so minor adjustments. So as you start to feel yourself fall, don't think, oh, stuck my core in, fix my shoulders. Make it very small and gradual. Just because the more you change your weight in your handstand, your body's just gonna be like too hard to control upside down. As my legs are coming down, my shoulders are pushing away from the floor. So it's like legs come down, shoulders push up. It's that action to keep everything here nice and tight. So from here, I'm doing like a cross action. Ooh, one sec. Cross action of my legs are coming down, I'm pushing through my shoulders. And then in order to not fall this way too, as my legs are moving down, the weight still stays on the top of my hand.
Does your hand move?
No. Unless you're doing a press to handstand, your alignment with your shoulders and your head won't move. If you're just going from straddle to here, it'll stay the same.
See, like when I get to this position, I don't know how to get like, do you know what I mean?
Like when you start to fall this way,
Yeah, like I can't like feel like how to get my weight back in the center.
if you're falling this way, you're just gonna do a quick little push with the head through your hands, just slightly. So yeah, if you're falling towards the crowd, you just wanna go like this, with your head, slightly,
Okay.
and it'll bring the weight back. Yeah,
Interesting.
just a little bit.
And then when you're coming this way, is it?
This way's tougher. What you would have to do, you'd have to muscle it through your shoulders. You would have to close your shoulders, kind of plunge forward, and then bring your weight back up. So it is easier to save an overshot handstand than an undershot handstand, yeah. All right, so that is it for the workshop. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me and just like let me know that you're from the workshop, just so like it like triggers my memory. If you guys want to send me videos of your handstand progress and I can give you guys feedback back, let me know. I don't mind doing that as well. You guys will get like a link to the workshop as well of what we did today. So that way you guys can kind of like remember, work through. If you guys have any questions at all, now is the time to ask them. If you're a beginner, I would say twice a week. So do like a drill focus day, and then you can do a skill acquisition day. So that's what I do for all of my skills. So I'll do like, say I'm trying to learn one arm handstand. I'm gonna do one day where I just strictly work all the drills to do it, and then I'm gonna do a day where I actually just practice reps of actually getting the skill. Purposeful practice, I'm not just like, trying to get it. remembering all the cues, just because I think there is such a benefit from doing things fresh versus doing things when you're just like focused on technique and like doing it more isolated like that. So my favorite, and Jay can add to this as well, is because I have really bad wrists, I've actually sprained both of them. I like to do these ones both this way as well as this way. I take a small dumbbell in a supinated position and I twist it from left to right and up and down. And I also spend a lot of time actually like massaging my forearms. So like, this is a funny one to do, but like if your wrists are sore during your practice, like tuck them under your like knees, get the blood flow back in. You're gonna feel it like literally swell into your hands. That will make your wrists recover faster as you're practicing. So give that a try as well. Do you have any other wrists?
Yeah, I like this one too. So like it's so simple, but you know our shrug and our overhead position like this? So we keep that, and then while we're at the top right here, you get back into the wrist back. Then you open and close as fast as you can, and as hard as you
Finger
can.
flicking action.
Until you literally feel your forearms like, yo, I can't do this anymore. And then it also gives you that kind of that contrast between putting your hands on the ground and then not. Because there's a lot of like always putting on your hands on the ground, plus like we do so much pad work and boxing. If you're doing so much of that work, wrists, tendons, all of that stuff gets so much impact. So being able to just do this without anything is huge. Kill that
But
shit.
yeah, good job guys. It was so fun teaching
Thanks so much,
you.
y'all.